It is so bright. The snow is so beautiful, but you know, it's also so bright. Finally in March we get snow.
It's a giant ball.
It's so cute. What is this? Like a little,
Yeah, I don't know what it is. All I know is,
somebody made like a little snow fort? What do you think, Maya?
all I know is 1, 2, 3, snowball fight.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Indian Homestead. My name is Nicole, and today I am unboxing my first set of seeds. They came, not really unboxing, I'm like opening an envelope. And then I was gonna talk about the transition that we've experienced moving from Arizona to Wisconsin. A lot of people ask us, and people that live here are like, why would you move here? And so I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. We got here right at the beginning of winter, basically. We moved in October, and so we were able to experience fall, the tail end of fall, and then, you know, it's been winter. And yesterday was the first day of spring, and there's still quite a bit of snow on the ground. It's chilly. I would say the highs that are in the 40s, low 40s, maybe high 30s. And yeah, it's an adjustment, but it's not something that it's not new to us. We've lived in this type of climate before. When I had my oldest son, Milo, who just turned 11 last week, you can see a birthday banner up there. He was born in northeastern Oregon, where we first started homesteading and diving into this world. And he was born March 14th in a snowstorm. So we've lived in cold places. It's a little bit different. In northeastern Oregon, we were living in a high elevation situation, so it's different here. We're definitely not high elevation, but we're in Wisconsin, so you know, we're more north. Our gardening zone here is what is our gardening zone? We're sitting at like 4B, 5A, somewhere in there. So you know, we get long, cold winters. But the beauty is that because we aren't high elevation, we actually get a decent growing season. You know, the last frost date, of course, isn't until May, but we experienced in Oregon that it was really hard to grow things like tomatoes or anything that took a longer growing season. Didn't do really well. You had to use a greenhouse. So I think we're a little bit better off here. You can grow all the different types of trees and all of the herbs. I'm really excited about being able to grow all the herbs that I use in my medicine cabinet daily. So yeah, let's get started opening this. This is my order from Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Companies, and I'm kind of excited because I honestly don't even remember what I ordered. I mentioned in my last video, which you can find that up there if you haven't watched it, that we aren't doing a whole lot of growing here in this house because we're renting this home, but also we have some really exciting news, which I'll get to in a minute, so stay tuned. But we might actually be planting a full-size garden after all, and I'm gonna have to get a lot more seeds or starts depending on when everything happens. So okay, let's start with this. I love their seeds. I'm sure if you're watching this, you've ordered seeds through Baker Seeds, rareseeds.com. They have the most beautiful presentation, beautiful branding. I love that they use paper and everything, so all of their packaging is recyclable. But yeah, they just have the most aesthetically pleasing catalog and aesthetically pleasing seed packets. They don't have everything, which is why I ended up going and getting my herb seeds from Mountain Rose Herbs. But yeah, hopefully those will be coming in the next couple weeks. I'll do another opening of the seeds when those come. Okay, so what did I get? It's like a surprise. Okay, so I bought lettuce, just a basic like butter. I did get some flowers this year, which is a little new for me. I tend to be like no frills and more business, like more practical, but I really want to make my space pretty this year, and I assumed that we would be having all containers on our porch and in the backyard, and so I was like, oh, it'd be really lovely to plant some flowers. But I randomly, I let the boys just pick out some flowers. So we got zinnias, Persian carpet, We did Merlot lettuce, a Tom Thumb butter lettuce. This is one of my favorite butter lettuces. I just love them. We got poppy, purple peony, calendula, Ball's improved orange. Let's see. We got the orange hat tomato because I wanted something that was gonna be, that would grow big bundles but would do well in a container, and this one said that it would grow well in a container. I've never done an orange hat tomato, so we'll see. And then 4-inch Shellis. I never know how to pronounce this, but it's also one of my favorite lettuce seeds. So this is one of my favorite lettuces. Okay, what else? We got some Cosmos here. We got Riesentrauber tomatoes. I'm butcher the names because I don't know how to pronounce them, and I've never really learned how to pronounce half of these. And then we got Sungold Select Chew tomatoes. So that's all we got in this one order. Like I said, I have, oh, and this is a free seed. I didn't mention that. We didn't get the Merlot lettuce. I was like, I don't remember ordering that, but yeah, in big red letters it says free seed. Thank you for your order. So, yeah, the rest of my order will be coming from Mountain Rose Herbs, and I'm really excited for that, but I just placed that this week. So I don't know how long it's going to take. Sometimes their orders are taking they're like 2 weeks out, and I ordered some herbs from them as well for some herb classes that I have coming up. So hopefully they won't take too long. They're saying they're backed up almost 2 weeks. So hopefully they'll be able to move faster. So we have some really exciting possible news. We're still waiting to hear. And that's why I haven't been on here to make a video in a couple weeks, because I have been 100% invested in making sure that this happens. In the last video that I filmed, I mentioned that we were gonna go look at a property, and this property ended up being everything that we could ever desire or hope for. It's amazing, and the family that is selling it, they're amazing, and they really want us to have the property. We really want to take on the property. It's just a really beautifully orchestrated, magical, divinely led situation from God. Both of us 100% believe that family is they're new to their faith, and our family is new to our faith, and we both were praying for the right farm. They were praying for the right people, and it's all lined up. And it's crazy to me because I am so new to my faith that it's not that I'm still questioning, I'm just blown away. I'm blown away by this whole journey and this whole situation. We moved cross country because I was feeling led here. I was feeling that God told us to come here. And I didn't know, Wisconsin was never even on our radar, but here we are. And we've been here about 6 months, and we didn't know what was gonna happen. And then we were literally questioning, maybe is this the right place for us? Should we stay here? What should we do? My husband's still flying back and forth for work to Arizona and California, and we were like, I don't know, it's just been really hard. And I get this text from a new mom friend who knows what we're looking for property-wise, and she's like, hey, I know this family that is gonna be selling their homestead, and they're looking for someone in particular. And I was like, okay. And she's like, I think you guys would be a really good fit. Would you like to reach out? And I was like, yes. And that is kind of where we left off in the last video. We had been talking with this family, and then we scheduled to go see it. And we went and saw it, and it was amazing. Of course, if things move forward and everything happens, then I will show you guys. I'll do a video on that. We weren't sure how we were gonna make it work because financially we weren't really ready to even start looking at farms or homesteads. And so it was really, that's why I say it's divinely led, because we just got this text message. It literally fell into my lap. I was holding my phone in my lap when we were coming back from a road trip, and I get this text about this homestead that's for sale. And so anyway, it's perfect for our family. It's everything that we want for what we want to do moving forward. It's got a beautiful old restored farmhouse, and it has an amazing 3-car garage, which is connected to the farmhouse, but with an amazing mudroom. If you garden or have children or have dogs, you know how amazing mudrooms are, especially in the winter. And a lot of old farmhouses don't have mudrooms. So this one has been added on, connects to the garage. It's fantastic. There is a workshop that's connected to the old barn. that my husband can work out of. The barn is in really, really good shape. I can hold events there. We can have livestock obviously underneath. At the front of the barn, there's a little cooler slash what I'm gonna make, I think, a store area, a retail store where people can come and pick up their boxes, and there are CSA boxes. So we want to have a CSA. We have a whole plan for what we want to do. And I have spent the last 2 weeks basically working on this business plan. I've been taking a class through a local community tech college, and it gave me access to a business plan app called Live Plan. Anyway, I've been busting my butt to get this business plan done, and I ended up doing a really, really thorough business plan, and we went to see the Farm Service Agency loan officer yesterday, and she said everything looks good, and tomorrow I'm turning in the rest of the paperwork to go along with the application, and then we're going to cross our fingers and pray a ton and hope that we get an approval really quickly. I probably should do a video at some point about FSA, Farm Service Agency loans, but not going to in this video. If you have farm experience and you are wanting to finance a loan, the Farm Service Agency offers farm loans, farm ownership loans with really low interest and 0% down. So that's the route that we're taking, but because it's the government, it can take up to 3 months for the approval process, appraisal, and then like the closing. So it's not like a conventional home loan, it just takes a little bit longer, and you have to provide a lot of documentation. You have to provide past taxes and proof that you've managed or run a farm of your own. You have to have a business plan. You have to show all the financial projections for what you're going to do on your farm. So it's just a really big undertaking, and I've had my head down and I've been working on that and getting it finished. So stay tuned. Hopefully in the next video, I'm gonna have an answer for you, and we're going to be planning to move. So I'm really, really excited. And if that happens, container garden no more. There are 2 established garden beds on this property already that have been nurtured. The previous owners, they've gone above and beyond to amend the soil on this property. And so it's good soil, and we can basically just start planting when we move in. So that's amazing. I have a lot of good things coming in the works. On top of all of that, I'm going to be teaching some herbal and homesteading classes at a local farm in De Pere, which is just up the road from us. There's a lot of good things happening in our life right now, and I just kind of wanted to share what was going on. And as far as what it's been like moving from Arizona to here during the winter, and are we doing okay? Are we surviving it? It really hasn't been that bad. On the way here, when I was driving cross country, I think I cried the first full day. Like I just cried all day because I was terrified of the winter. It was like in the 80s in Arizona, or 90s even, and I was looking at the forecast here, and it was supposed to get like in the teens the first week that we were here, and snow, and I was like, oh my gosh, but it's been really... Sorry, my kids are upstairs. Is everything okay? I know, Boba. But overall, I don't know, it hasn't been too bad. It's now the middle of March, and I'm really looking forward to green and seeing some flowers spring up and see the trees start blooming. But I know that's still not going to happen probably for another 3 to 4 weeks. If I'm correct, like the spring really won't hit until the end of May, which was really similar to where we lived in Oregon. So it's nothing new to us. It just was a little bit of a shock to the system after being in Arizona for a couple of years, and especially coming from 90-degree weather. But I think one thing that really did help me and that acclimated me was, one, getting up in the morning, even when it was cold, and going outside and looking at the sun, even if it was like for like 2 minutes, looking, not at the sun, but looking towards the sun, and just kind of getting those good light codes that tell your body to wake up and to get synced in, with the season. I really feel like there's so much knowledge in obviously in our bodies that reacts to sunlight, and it really helps our melatonin production and our serotonin production, and it helps us to be awake, and it helps us to sleep. And so it's really important to make sure that we get sun on us, even in the winter here when vitamin D isn't happening. It's still really important for our circadian rhythm. So I made sure to do that, and I also made sure to take a lot of cold showers. And here in the winter, the water that's coming out of the tap is cold. So when I would take my cold showers, I don't know what the temperature was, but it was freezing. I had grand plans to go dive into cold lakes here because there's so many, but I never did do that. I was going to do some polar plunging, but I didn't know where to go, and I didn't really have a community. You know, we're still getting settled here, so I don't know anybody else that's doing that. But maybe next year I'll be able to do some cold plunging. So yeah, the cold showers though, I think really helped acclimate me. And the mornings that I would take my cold shower, my body would be running really warm, especially if I knew we were gonna go out in the weather, like go out for a hike or go sledding or do something like that. I would take a cold shower in the morning, and it would almost keep me warm for most of the day. It was really interesting. And I noticed that the mornings I didn't take a cold shower and we went outside, I would just tend to run more cold. So yeah, cold showers have been a huge blessing for me. And I don't know, I've really enjoyed cooking winter foods, lots of soups, lots of more hearty casserole type meals. I've been baking more, and it's just cozy. I really enjoyed being able to winter myself, and allow myself to rest, especially on the short nights of winter. Like, I just did a lot of resting and cooking and being home, and that was really wonderful because I hadn't really done that for a long time. And I think that we've gotten away from allowing ourselves to winter like everything else, right, in the natural world does. We try to keep up with computers and the rat race of life, and we're not a computer. We're not this never-ending engine that can just go and go. Like, we have to replenish, and we have to slow down and basically do our own version of hibernating. So I enjoyed the winter. I am ready for spring. I'm really excited to get out and start planting and have my feet in the grass. And so, yeah. When I get my order of herbs, I'll make sure to video that, and I definitely will keep you up to date on what's happening with the farm. We have really, really big and exciting plans for this farm. So many of my friends have been praying about this for us, and it feels really amazing. And I've been writing my testimony about my relationship with God for a few months now, like especially during the beginning, but I plan to sit down in the next few days and write out what's happening with this farm, because it's blowing my mind. I mean, get this. About a month ago, a little more than a month ago, I sat down and I drew and painted this image of a farm. I just was doing it it's kind of a stress relief because I felt like painting. And so I did a watercolor painting of this farmhouse. And then the boys and I sat there, and all around the farmhouse, we put all the things we were looking for in a farm. And I kid you not, this farm that we're hoping to get has almost every single one of these characteristics that the boys and I put down. And on top of that, the house layout is exactly the same as the farm that I drew. And so although the farm I drew has brick and looks a little bit more maybe ornate or like English countryside, the farmhouse we're moving into has the exact same layout, it's just reversed, which is really trippy. So even that, I'm just categorize it all under God stuff. And the crazy thing is if I had been still in the new age world, I would have been like, look what I manifested. And I would have taken all of that upon myself and been like, look what I did. And I mentioned, I think in other videos, that I did try all of those things, manifestation and vision boards and all that stuff, journaling what I want and going through these manifestation programs and meditation, and it never worked for me. And the minute that I gave it over to God and I surrendered, things in my life started happening, and I am blown away by that. I'm blown away by the ability that God has, obviously, and the miraculous ways that he works. So I definitely want to write down this testimony so that, I don't know, I can have it on our website, or I can write a book or something, but I feel like it's a really inspiring story. And for those who have experienced massive hardships like we have, to be able to kind of finally see light at the end of the tunnel, this really dark tunnel you've been in for a long time, it's amazing. And we're really blessed and grateful. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.